So, I just got back yesterday from this Tony Robbins event, UPW, Unleash the Power Within. But I was actually crewing it, meaning I was volunteering, because I did the event in November 2006 in San Jose, California. It was phenomenal, fell in love with it, met a lot of great people, and Tony Robbins' energy is just infectious. And so I decided to crew it because I'm in New York City, and it was happening right over here across the Hudson out there in New Jersey, right? There's a very different experience when you're volunteering. Point is, just connected with so many amazing like-minded people, and I'm kind of like old school when it comes to personal development. Been around the block a few hundred times, done a whole lot of stuff throughout the years. And it's funny because I've known about Tony Robbins since the 90s. I did Personal Power 2, his old audio program. I still have that damn thing on audio cassette, if you can believe it. I don't have a cassette player to play it on, but I still have it on audio cassette. And then I have his books from back then, Unlimited Power, Unleash the Power Within, read all that stuff back then, but I never did one of his live events. So, like so many people that are doing it these days, the exposure has come through that Netflix film, Tony Robbins, I Am Not Your Guru. And that movie has just gotten so many people exposed to his work, and it's been really great because the movie itself is phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Again, it's a Netflix movie. And what was funny is that it was being screened summer 2016 in Brooklyn, 3 blocks away from where I live. So of course I had to go. And what's also funny is that I did something that I'd never done in 19 years of practice. I canceled on a client kind of last minute in order to make it work. And but what was interesting is when I told the client why, that I wanted to go see this Tony Robbins movie, she totally understood. And she was like, oh my God, yeah, great, go, and was encouraging me and all. So that was pretty funny. But, and of course I still professionally made up the session. But yeah, that was my exposure to his live events. And I got really inspired and just wanted to do one of those events finally, not just read his books or do one of his audio programs. So called up his center and I asked, how do I do the program that's in the movie? But the movie is based on his 6-day intensive Date with Destiny. So what they recommended was that I do UPW first, Unleash the Power Within. That's his 4-day program. And it's sort of like the intro to the funnel that funnels out to his other programs. So I decided to do that, went out to San Jose, California, posted on Facebook asking for other people to join me to do a group rate situation, and had 3 really cool people go out there with me. And what was funny is that it was also the day after Trump got elected into office, so there's all these protests happening around the country. And I don't watch the news really, but I couldn't help but be connected to it because so many people on the plane were watching it on their screens, on their monitors. And so, you know, that's just what it was. And I figured that Tony Robbins would address it in some way. And he did. He had a very interesting way of addressing it, because at that time what he said was he had spoken with, you know, he's been connected to various former presidents. He even coached Bill Clinton when he was going through his nightmare impeachment situation back in the 90s. And he said that he recalled the conversation that he had with W. Bush in saying that the office is greater than the occupant. And he said some other stuff, but that was basically the lesson there. And it diffused a lot of the emotionality around this situation of such a divisive individual being elected into office. So that event occurred right on the heels of that. And while I was on the plane, another funny situation was the 2 people sitting next to me. And so here I am flying from New York to San Jose, California. 2 people sitting next to me are going out there for the same reason, you know, Unleash the Power Within, Tony Robbins. So he's got that kind of following, that kind of pull, and I highly recommend the movie. But if you can, make it out to one of his events. The energy is intense. It's incredible. And afterward, if you can volunteer one of his events, highly recommend that as well. You meet some of the most amazing people, just phenomenal personal networking, and form relationships that I'll never forget.